is up, YouTube? This is Melissa coming to you from the country roads of West Virginia. I look ridiculous, but that's okay. So I thought I'd bring you outside today, show you my country roads, and show you to the garden. So let's go. Alright, we got some more zinnias. I had to pull a squash out of there. I don't know, the heat has just zapped them. Here's another sunflower ready to bloom. Nowhere near. That one's a little bit shorter than me. But this mammy jammy right here, she's still in the show. So up here I have Reed. Come on. Hold, please. So last year when Reed was a puppy, he was tiny, and I let him in the garden with me. I got him in July, the day after my birthday actually, and he grew and grew and grew and grew, and eventually ripped down the fence and loved to roll around in the green beans. And so this year he's banned. He is banned from the garden. So up here I've got some peppers. I think there's 4 sweet peppers right here, just because I basically ran out of room. And they are, oh, there's a deer or something. What is it, Reed? Go get it. Reed, go get it. What is it? I'll go figure out what it is. Okay, so these are my green beans. I put sunflowers right in the middle, and that thing right there is just, I mean, it's going to be gorgeous. And I'll probably leave it for the birds because I also feed the birds. I've got a bluebird box on each end of the garden. This is my compost pile. And as you can see, the volunteer tomatoes coming up out of this compost pile are ridiculous. And if y'all don't have a mailbox in your garden, oh well. I recommend it. You just throw your stuff in there, close up the lid. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I don't even know. I mean, it's like a tomato mess in there, but they just came up. The heat is really starting to get to stuff. Oh, there's a bluebird box there. And I get little house wrens and bluebirds, and the house wrens will definitely take over the bluebird boxes for sure. Down through here are my tomatoes, which have sucked this year. This has been my worst tomato year. The summer started out here for us cold. The night stayed cold. Like down in the 40s and the 50s for a really long time. And I was worried more about the peppers, but the peppers seem to have done fine. The tomatoes, on the other hand, I think between the cold nights and then we had a ton of rain, and then it got super hot. You know, it's just not been a good tomato year. They're starting to get blight. Yeah, so not the best year for the tomatoes. I have been trying to spray them with a fungicide, but honestly, it's so humid here this time of year. We just have a very humid atmosphere. Everything here is green. As you can see, I live up there, y'all. I live up there. I'm up on top of the hill. I'm pretty high up there in elevation. You know, people don't come up here if they ain't invited. So these are a couple winter squash that are growing up this cattle panel trellis. Now, cattle panel trellises seem to be really trendy among YouTubers, and I totally see why, because they're pretty awesome. And you can go in there. There's my chair. I go in there and sit, and it's just peaceful. So these are red hot cherries, and down here we have habaneros. I like to make habanero jelly, And of course the corn, you know, it's also struggling a little to the corn cobs to a good size, but they're beautiful. In the middle is also a sunflower, but it doesn't stand out near like it does in the green beans, and it's not as big and tall. So I put a little tiny sugar baby watermelon in there. It is not doing well. This year I did some things differently, and I would say they were a fail. I would say I won't be doing them next year, you know. So down here, there's more corn. I tried to succession sow the corn, but these little baby corns, I don't think they're gonna reach maturity. You know, I don't know. This bed here, my mom grew up on a farm. You know, back in the day, if you didn't grow food, you didn't eat. If you didn't have fields of potatoes to store in the basement, you didn't eat potatoes. If you didn't have tomatoes to can spaghetti sauce and tomatoes and things, you didn't eat it. So my mom had huge acre farms, and I think she misses it. So I said, you want me to go get some seeds? You can throw some seeds down. And she was like, yeah. So over here, I don't know, she just willy-nilly threw like corn and pole beans. I think, you know, she wanted the pole beans to grow up the corn, which, you know, they are, but I don't know, it's wild, and I don't mind it, you know. If I get some green beans, I get some green beans. These are all volunteer marigolds. I did not plant them. They just popped up. Those were some late cucumbers my daughter threw in there. And over here on this side of the trellis, we have purple potted pole beans. Or no, these are not purple potted pole beans. I'll again look for what it is and let you know. But they're just pretty. They're pretty, and they create some shade when I want to go in that old camping chair. Now the heat, here comes Isaac making his noise. For those of you who are new, I am 2, and my son Isaac is 11, and he has autism, and he stems all the time, and he makes a lot of noise, and he's just precious. We love him, you know. I think I'm gonna pick it. I don't know if it's going to get much bigger, but a lot of this stuff is just starting to struggle. The heat is getting to it. So the basil I have already cut back and dehydrated a bunch. These again are a couple sweet peppers, and I let this dill completely go to seed just to see what happens. I will replant more dill later on. And then again, another volunteer marigold. And then in this side of the trellis, Isaac, honey, quiet mouth please. You want to say hi? There's my boys. Hi. He's precious. Today is day 2 of homeschooling. Day 2. Never homeschooled before. Last year we did distance learning because of the C19er, and it was very eye-opening to me how well he did. Yes, sir.
I want to sit in the chair.
Well, come on. It's just kind of a mess. A mess, I tell you. A tiny little spaghetti squash is not going to do anything. So yeah, here we are. Back over to the peppers. We've already canned some Hungarian hot wax peppers, but we'll have more. And I definitely have beans that need picked for sure. Let me stick this cucumber in my pocket.
I went through those weeds.
Yeah, definitely. I got beans.
I went through the weeds.
I have already picked beans. You went through the weeds.
Yes, over
I
there.
have already picked beans about 4 times. That's corn, honey.
I went through the corn sprouts.
You went through the corn?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell the world?
It's never cool to run away from the police.
It's
unless you're in the Cars universe. Because the Cars universe is insane.
Well, I think that's pretty sound advice. High five. Yeah. I mean, you don't ever run away from the police
Unless you're in the Cars universe.
unless you're in the Cars universe. Okay, so this is kind of what a lot of the zucchini and squash were doing. I don't know if I got squash vine borers or if it was just the heat. It's been in the 90s the last several days, and they're just taking a beating. Honey, come around this way. Come to me. I got one little patty pan squash down in there. I may replant those. I think they only need about 40 days to maturity. Excuse me. Pardone. And now go down the path. Take a left past the beans. There you go. It's like a maze. Yeah. Yeah. You're like the king of the garden. That's water. Yeah. You comfy? It's nice in there, isn't it? Yeah, I like to sit in there too. What?
I thought there was a wasp.
No. I always feel
Look at
like
that, just being in
somebody's
Jurassic Park.
watching me.
That's his favorite thing, dinosaurs.
So the cherry tomatoes blew up this year. I mean, again, they are way past the fence. I don't know if you guys can really get a good view with the lighting, but they are tall. And they have done amazing, but the blight is setting in from the heat. This is a white cherry. It's super sweet. It's so good. These need picked. See those spots all over the leaves? That's a fungus setting in because it's been so hot and humid and moist. Everything. The cherry tomatoes, man, that tomato's good, are just invading everything. And this zucchini's got some powdery mildew. You know, I mean, what you gonna do? And there is the climbing rose bush doing its thing. I keep trying to train it a little bit. You know, the best tool for a gardener is zip ties. I'm telling y'all. There is nothing you can't do in a garden without some zip ties. So there she is. And she will be going through some changes here shortly because we will be preparing for the fall. I'll be planting some fall crops. I just love that sunflower. And yeah, so I have to say I think she looked better last year. I will post a picture of what the garden looked like last year. And yeah, I'm not even doing anything and it's so humid out here I'm sweating. So that's the garden. Yeah, he's not very helpful. And yeah, so that's real life, you know. Tomatoes get disease, zucchini gets disease, the heat, and you know, we had 3 days of storms and rain, and then it was hot. It's been hot. And you know, the elements take a toll on your plants. And the fall can be very unpredictable here in West Virginia. September, it is super hot, even like August. Sometimes we have a fall and it cools down. You know, the leaves in fall turn a beautiful shade of all these different colors. It's a gorgeous season if you get one. Sometimes you don't get one. Sometimes it goes from summer to winter in about 3 weeks. And yes, I said winter. You know, I'm not big at enunciating my T's. I hope that doesn't bother you, but I don't. I have a nephew named Hunter, but I don't call him Hunter. I say Hunter. Hey, Hunter, it's going to get cold this winter. I don't know. It's just a thing I do. Maybe it's a West Virginia thing. I don't know. So, I don't even know what I was saying. It's been a crazy day, you guys. School started here yesterday, and my daughter went back to the 8th grade. She has not been in school since shutdown 2020. And I got a phone call today from the vice principal that she was exposed to a positive COVID COVID case, and has she been vaccinated? Because that determined whether or not she would have to quarantine on the first day of school. I don't know. Day one, and I'm already getting a phone call. So, Isaac, that piece of tomato in my mouth. Isaac and I are homeschooling. I'm now a homeschool mom. You know, I have a job, I have houseplants, I have a garden, I have a dog, I have a husband. Let's homeschool. And it's gone okay. I think it's going to be a huge blessing for him. So I'm sorry. I definitely have a little adult ADD. Definitely. I think that's why I have so many irons in the fire, so to speak, just to keep myself busy. So anyways, yeah, there's the garden. There it is. You guys can help me work in it. Help me figure some things out. I'm sure there's a lot of information out there that you guys can share with me that I don't know. You know, around here, a lot of people garden because the grandma gardened and their mom gardened, or the grandpa gardened and their dad gardened, and it's just sort of ingrained in you that when you grow up, you have a garden. I have learned a lot from a lot of people on YouTube. It has been a huge blessing to me. And so I hope we can learn together. This is not a channel where I'm going to be unbelievably informative. I can share with you what I know, but there's a lot that I don't know. So we can learn together. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I wanna go inside and take a shower, I can tell you that, because it is hot. Well, it's nice out here now. It's still humid, but the air is at least moving. Earlier today, it was like 90 something, and I was trying to do some things, and I keep thinking there's bees on me with these flowers. So yeah, I'm gonna go inside, take me a shower. This shirt is one of the shirts that I did on that first spiral video. I just cut the neck out of it because I don't like t-shirts up around my neck. And I do like the V-necks, but that's not what I got. So anyways, I hope you all are having a great day. If you're not, get some sleep. Wait a couple days, see if it doesn't feel a little bit better. Okay? And if you need some therapy, if you need something to make you feel better, go buy a plant. Go buy a pot of dirt or a pot and a bag of dirt and a pack of seeds or a plant and mess with it. I'm telling you, it helps. It works. It'll make you feel better. So, all right, I will talk to you all later. Bye. You got a stick? You got a stick? Can I see your stick? Are you ignoring me? Reed, are we friends? You my friend? Hey, are you mad at me?